Welcome back to Breakfast Television on City TV. 10 years ago, we started using the phrase, there's an app for that, when Apple launched its App Store. Now, Calgary has many world-class apps being developed right here in our city, and that's where our next two guests come in this morning. Adam McLeod, closest to me from Adam Helps. Paul Thorsteinson from Robots and Pencils at the end of the couch, and what a difference 10 years can make. And Paul, we have to go, so 2008, the App Store launched, and yourself in 2009, that's when you first kind of tested the waters, right?
That's right. We saw the App Store come out, and we kind of sat back and went, wow, we believe that this will be transformative. And at the time, I would say that it wasn't a commonly held truth. You know, people were still kind of not totally sure if it would take off or not, and we believed that it not only would with consumers, but that it would also come into enterprise. So with that belief, we started making apps in 2009.
Was there one thing for you, Paul, that kind of said, oh my gosh, this is going to be huge?
Yeah, for me, there was two things that I saw. One was kind of silly. I think it was just a dice rolling game, but I thought the fact like you could roll dice and it looked real, and it used the accelerometer. So I think the difference there was it actually was using device capabilities. Like you could have graphics on a phone before it had games, but to actually have device
where you shake the phone.
Yeah,
right?
And I went, that's unreal. And then other things like Twitter coming out, and just going, wow, like this can really enable this fast, real-time communication to occur amongst the world. So things like that came out, and we thought, wow, this could be transformative. It's got GPS on it, it's got a camera, it's got a microphone, all of these sensors and stuff packed into one device. And we thought, wow, like the things that you could do with this, we haven't even thought of. And sure enough, now 10 years has gone by, and I think we're all kind of blown away what you can do with a mobile device and apps.
You touched about kind of the fun side of things, and Adam, where you come in is more the functional side of things, because Adam Helps is an app that connects people with services you need done. Is that kind of where you're coming with?
Yeah, so we built an app called Adam Helps, which is a free to download app which connects you with your neighbors to do everyday jobs. We wanted to find a way to meet both sides of the marketplace. So it's pretty universal that people need things done, and there's people willing to do work,
right? Yeah.
And so what I love the idea of, talking about how far apps have come in 10 years and even longer, we want to use technology as a tool to bring people together. So our app has geolocation and instant messaging. So you may not know that the person around the corner from you is willing to walk your dog for you or watch your plants while you're away on that summer vacation. And so now we have an app that uses those tools so you can see who's physically around you and make use of their services and get things done around the house, whatever.
And you strategically were telling me during the commercial break that you chose iOS over Android first.
Yeah.
Now, why was that?
So that was a really important decision for us, because Apple is really great about giving you the metrics that you need to find what your user behavior is. We only want to build apps that matter to people, that mean something, that are useful. If people don't like a design or a screen or they're confused about it, we want to get that feedback from Apple so we can see where the drop-off rate is and make the changes so that the app can be its very best version, because it's like any customer service. We want to try to give it as good as we can, and the only way we can do that is if we see their behavior behind the scenes, and so that's why we're constantly making improvements and changes to the app so that it's best servicing our user base.
Learning, right? And tweaking.
And building as we go. And we are a young app. We only launched on iOS in October of last year, recently expanded to Calgary, which we're really excited about. And we're excited to keep seeing it grow with Apple and other platforms as well.
What have you seen, Paul, as kind of the changes? I know going back 10 years, there's a drastic change, but even maybe in the last year or two, the kind of capabilities and what you may be targeting now kind of for development.
Yeah, well, we kind of made our mark with iOS, and through the years what we've seen developing is other emerging technologies, and so we've expanded our expertise into areas like artificial intelligence and machine learning, augmented reality, and those are the things that are coming in that are making these sweeping changes and kind of breathing new life into apps. The ability in augmented reality to place furniture in your home and use machine learning to recognize objects around is kind of the areas that I think are breathing new life into the app space.
Fun. Paul Thorsteinson from Robots and Pencils, Adam McLeod from Adam Helps. Thank you so much for coming in. It's been 10 years. It'll be interesting where we go from here, right, in the next decade.
Have to regroup in another 10 years.
Sounds good. Let's book it. It's a date. Thank you guys both for coming in. 7:26. We have a lot more to cover this morning on Breakfast Television. We have news, we have traffic, and Andy is